Chapitre Orchestral Manœuvre in the Dark ou le rock des pucelles. For a start, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark was a funny name, wasn't it?
It was not a terribly serious name. It was, we decided to call ourselves that when we started the band in 1978 with just the two of us. And we thought we needed an unusual name because there was just going to be two of us and a tape recorder. And it didn't really seem to matter very much. It wasn't a very serious idea. But now, 3 years later, we're stuck with the name.
Did it get more serious after the years?
Well, it's just we kept going on because we only ever intended to do one concert, but the management at Eric's club in Liverpool, where we did that one concert, sent us off to various other concerts. So we thought, oh well, we'll just do one more. Just do one more. And it just went on like that.
We've done a lot of one more.
Yeah.
There was a quick and not very kind pun with your name, and it was Orchestral Maneuvers in the Park. I remember.
There's been a whole series of puns. The magazines in England were running anagram competitions and everything.
What was the worst one? Do you remember?
Oh, I dread to think. It was fortunately a very long time ago now.
Your first single was on a Factory, and it was called Electricity. What was the song about?
Ooh, it's difficult. I think it was more just a simple narrative than a particular meaning. It comes from a very long time ago when we were into synthesizers and electronic music. I think that was very early on in our career, and we just wanted to write an electronic song about electricity.
You said in an interview that you were opposed to the personality cult. Is that a reason for you to be dressed as neutral as you usually do?
It's half and half. I think we sort of we try not to become like famous faces and pop stars because we don't like the idea of that, but also we're quite quiet people. We're not very flamboyant. We don't really like to go and attract attention.
Do you ever feel like sex symbols, for instance?
Yeah, I feel like a sex symbol. Raquel Welch will do me.
In Alligator was your first big hit, and it was a song with a deep meaning about a plane, about the atomic bomb. What was the story behind that song?
Shall I get that one?
Yeah.
I wrote it. I suppose it's really, I know it is about the aeroplane that dropped the atom bomb on Hiroshima, but it's not really, it's not an anti-nuclear crusade. It's more specifically about the aeroplane. It came from an interest in the aeroplane, and the more we read about it, the different angles we thought we might try. So it's certainly we don't believe in dropping atom bombs on people, but it's not really just a simple anti-nuclear song. Okay, so why am I in an aeroplane? Well, our single Enola Gay is about an aeroplane, and although it was just made of metal and stuff, it dropped one bomb that destroyed a whole city, and that was Hiroshima.
The word subversion mean to you?
Subversion? What time is it now? That would take long explanations, I think.
Another hit right after that was Messages, and it's an old cliché, but what's the message in Orchestral Maneuvers?
In Orchestral Maneuvers?
Yeah.
There hasn't been one. Perhaps the message is that that we aren't giving any messages, which is actually quite, I don't know. We seem to be out on a limb these days. Everybody seems to be trying very hard to be political and important and very now, and we've been consistently trying to avoid that.
Do you think you brought something new to the use of electronics and the synthesizers?
It's really hard for us to say. I mean, we've done what we wanted to do so far. Perhaps the thing we have done is, again, without consciously crusading, I think we've tried, not even tried, we've just done. We've destroyed some of the image the synthesizer had of being a very mysterious and important instrument. It's we're not great musicians, we're not great technologists, but we play them and we write melodies and things that people enjoy. So I think that has affected people's consciousness a little. We're not very concerned about what we've achieved or anything. We're quite happy to fade away into anonymity when we finish making music.
Yeah? The star of the video of Souvenir is the little red car, but what's the song about?
What's the song about? Again, it's a very personal sort of lyric. It was how I was feeling at the time of writing. That was directly after organisation, and it was a strange time directly after organisation, because at the time we passionately hated it.
You were?
We passionately hated organisation, so we were going through a weird period. But we always, directly after we've done something, we always dislike it.
And why particularly that LP?
Had a lot of problems recording it. I think we set ourselves a task, and then we realised, I think, that it was going to create problems, because it was very quickly after the first album. I don't think we realised just how soon it was until we started to work on it, and we had problems with the production as well. So it was that, and also the realisation, I think, when we first started Orchestral Manoeuvres, was just like, it was like a hobby. It was like little boys on synthesizers. It was good fun. And after we'd completed our first album, we suddenly began to realise that what we'd got ourselves into, we were part of the rock and roll industry, and that was quite a painful awakening.
You feel like full-grown man playing synthesizer?
No, we still consider ourselves to be quite young. We're still learning. That's why I think the 3 albums we've done have been all different, because we keep changing our minds.
By the way, how old are you?
21, nearly 22.
The last single is called Made of Orleans. Why do you have this interest for La Pucelle?
Why? It's a long explanation. It started when we were on tour in France last year. When I got home, I went down to my favourite place, the library, and started to read, and it just became a fascinating subject, reading about Joan of Arc. Everybody knows the legend, the myth, but the actual sort of what we know of the history is very much more complicated, and there's all sorts of crazy theories about her being the bastard child of the King of France and older than she said she was, and some people don't even think she was actually burnt, and now there's an American scientist who thinks she was actually a man but just exhibited the characteristics of a female. So it's really interesting, and we decided to write a song.
The English people never stopped martyrizing Joan of Arc.
They never start what?
Martyrizing.
I see, we'll go now.